Hello guys and welcome to the Blue Review. Today we are talking about Striking Distance from Sony Home Entertainment. In the 1980s, brawn ruled at the box office. If you wanted to have a smash hit, you had to have big muscles and basically barely inaudible. That is until 1989's Die Hard, which set a new standard for action movies and action movie heroes. From 1989 until the mid-90s, Bruce Willis was the biggest action star on the face of the planet. And in that time, he made some really good movies and some really cheesy movies like Color of Night and the horrible Bonfire of the Vanities. A lot of these kind of cheesy, when you think about them too much, they don't make a lot of sense, action movies that were made in the early to mid-90s have developed a huge cult following. And one of those movies is Striking Distance from 1993. Striking Distance is the story of Bruce Willis, who plays a cop. And he's on the trail of this serial killer. And when he's almost caught him, his father and his father's father and all of his relatives are cops in Pittsburgh. And so him and his father are in this squad car, and they're chasing down the suspected serial killer when they get in a wreck, and his father is killed. Cut to 2 years later, and he's an alcoholic who's working for the River Rescue Patrol, also in Pittsburgh. And what happens? The serial killer seems to have popped up again, and no one believes him. So as Bruce Willis makes a mad dash to try and find out who the real killer is, his sexy new partner, played by Sarah Jessica Parker, just happens to pop up to help him find out who the killer is. This movie is a kind of a cheesy movie. It's one of those movies where if you think about it too much, you're going to go, what? That doesn't make any sense. That was kind of silly. But while you're watching it, it's just a lot of fun. It's a whodunit. And you can kind of go in and try and figure it out. I had a lot of fun with this movie. A lot of people think this movie sucks, but I thought it was really fun. And like I said, it's a huge cult following. And I think a lot of that has to do with this boasts like a really big cast of people that you'll recognize. First of all, there's Robert Pastore, and Brian James. You've also got, like I said, Bruce Willis, Sarah Jessica Parker. You've got Tom Sizemore. You've got Dennis Farina. You've got John Mahoney. And even Tom Atkins is in this movie. He has a small role, but he's in this movie. Even Adrian Brower pops up for a little bit in this film. I mean, it's just jam-packed with basically pretty well-known actors. I thought Striking Distance was fun. And if you like these kind of serious but yet, slightly kind of ridiculous movies from the early 90s, you're going to like Striking Distance. If you hate those type of movies, you're going to find Striking Distance to be quite annoying. The picture quality in this actually surprised me. I wasn't expecting it to really be very good, but it was a pretty clean transfer. There wasn't a lot of grain. It was very bright, and the colors were very vivid, and had a really decent amount of detail. So I was really surprised at that. It's not the best transfer I've ever seen, but I'd say it's a good solid 4-star, and it had a decent audio track. So overall, which I also would say is about a 4. So overall, it's a pretty solid release. It has no special features on it at all, but if you can find this one for cheap and you've seen it and you like it, definitely pick it up. That's it. Peace.